Back, Hometown Station, AM 1220, KHTS. This is Randall Winter Construction. Again, with my guest, Jeff Softly of Softly Electric, and Jeff Brown with NB Landscape. So, Jeff, we were talking earlier about the different plants. You are amazing, dude. You know the stuff, I got to tell you. Now, it's funny you say that, how much you know. I really respect the guy when I see his truck and it's all clean. I was driving by today and over by one of those associations where I have a job this morning, and there's your truck with the guys out there, and they were all working, and they had uniforms on. Very impressive. Very impressive.
Well, I'm glad they were all
working. So what were they doing with that big old thing, ripping up that grass? You know which job I'm talking about? You probably don't even know, do you?
Off McBean.
Oh, okay.
Off McBean. They're renovating the turf, and it's one of the homeowners associations we work with. And what we're doing there is in the fall and in the spring are the 2 times a year that we consider turf renovation. Now, if you have a large area of turf, if you have a small backyard, it almost doesn't matter because you could just resod it easily and it's not very expensive. But if you have a large lawn, and you start getting weeds in, and weeds are likely to infiltrate over time. They just come and go, whether they just blow in, they creep in from your neighbor's yard, things like that.
Or from your golf shoes.
Or from your golf shoes, but I wouldn't know, so I don't golf anymore.
Oh, okay.
But if the weeds start to creep in, instead of killing and resodding the entire lawn, we can actually renovate that lawn. And we can save a lot of money on that, and you will still end up with a beautiful lawn. And one of the differences between renovating and replacing the lawn is that, for instance, what you saw is that we've got some large machines. They're called vertical mowers. They look similar to a lawn mower, but they operate completely differently. And what they do is, as they go over the turf, they actually tear up all that accumulated thatch, which is the dead leaves that are in there, the dead blades of grass. They pull all that up, and it thins out the existing turf that's there. And by thinning all that out, we allow better water penetration, because a lot of times if your lawn gets so thick,
it's like a thatch roof.
It does. The water rolls right off it, but not into it. So we're opening this up so water can penetrate in. But what we're also going to be doing is we're going to be reseeding. So if you come back later on in the day, you'll see that there's a nice organic seed cover put on, which is covering the seed. And doing a turf renovation costs a fraction as much as replacing the entire lawn. Now, it's not exactly the same, but the results is that you are going to have a lush green lawn, which is what we want to look at there. Mm-hmm. But what you won't change there is the grade of the land, the lay of the land. So, like, let's just say you had some
build up or something.
Yeah, if something builds up, or somebody had stepped in there at one time and you had deep footprints into it, or it doesn't grade as smoothly to the drains, it doesn't change the grade, but it makes the grass look really sharp. So I find that a lot of large property managers and homeowners associations will want us to renovate the turf because it is so cost effective and it keeps the place looking good. What's the first thing you see when you drive up to a property? A lush green lawn.
Green lawn.
Yeah, you typically see that. And like I've said before, is that beautiful places drive value, and everybody wants their home to look great. They want their association to look great, and this is a cost-effective way to keep that place looking sharp.
Yeah, I remember I dealt with a couple of the associations, and there's one in particular I like. I don't think it's appropriate to mention the name, but he's a friend and he's listening now, and I mention his name. They do a great job of just keeping everything looking nice, and that helps the value of the real estate.
You want to know something? If you want to have a homeowners association and you want to have it durable, long-lasting, and maintain it in an economical way, you have to have a partnership. You have to have a partnership between, let's say, NV Landscape as your landscaper and the board of directors and the property manager. It's a three-legged stool. And if any one of those legs is missing, you're going to see that the association will suffer.
Down, yeah.
It does. So you need to have a partnership where everybody can work together to keep the place looking great. And also, even digressing onto gardens and community associations there, when we work with those, we try to set goals. We try to set some goalposts here so that associations can measure our progress, but they can also see what they've accomplished by having us on there. And it takes a lot between management, the association, and one of the problems that we find is that in homeowners associations, everyone's a volunteer. So if you're a member of the board of directors, you're a volunteer. You're giving up your precious time and you're giving back to the community. Well, what I find that often happens is that these kinds of people, their time commitments, their lives get busy, they leave. There's not continuity. So if you're changing property managers and you're changing your vendors, there's no historical context of how things have been taken care of and what is the future going to look like on here. So it's important that you've got that partnership between the board of directors, between a property manager, and between your vendors, that they're all committed to doing the best they can for that property.
Yeah, I know when we were on the board, I won't mention again which board, which association, but I was on that darn thing for 10 years. And I know Russ was out there and he took really good care of us. And I think he's still there. But that place shined. It really always looked good. But, this community is great. Santa Clarita Hometown Station, AM 1220. We keep the lawns green and the paint all nice and fresh on the houses. That's the associations watching after a beautiful city here. Santa Clarita Hometown Station, AM 1220, KHTS.